Good morning everyone. It's Jazz, it's the West Ham Irons channel, it's Tuesday. Jazz is doing very, very well. Yeah, past Monday, aren't we? Don't really like Monday, so Monday's out the way. We're running towards Friday, and yeah, I'm a bit busy this week. I'm going off to Amsterdam tomorrow for work. I'll be back towards the end of the week. But yeah, special show. I know you love the Jazz special shows, really. But before Jazz gets carried away as usual and gets really into the meaty, greety topic we're going to do today, happy St. George's Day, everyone. So hopefully you'll celebrate it, and yeah, all the history of the country and everything. Be proud of what you are. Happy St. George's Day, everyone out there. Hang your flags outside your houses. Be proud. Fuck off to anyone who doesn't like it. There we go. Got that out of the way. Share, subscribe if you haven't. I ain't saying that, but there you go. I ain't saying that shit. Anyway, like the show, give it a thumbs up and all that. I ain't done that before, have I? But anyway, yeah, all that thumbs up, fucking share, subscribe. I hate all that bollocks. You like the show, you're obviously going to subscribe, you're going to watch. And thumbs ups you do anyway. So thank you for everyone watching so far. Let's get into it. Ruben Amorim. I covered him on a show last year, so watch out for that video. I'll probably put a link in there if you're really into it. So I covered him probably this time last year when I was kind of... Actually, it was before that. I reckon it was around November, December time, I reckon. Yeah, so I'll put a link in there. I did this video last year. Yeah, it's more or less, unless something drastically goes unpredictable and things like that, I think Moyes is out. And like I said on my yesterday show, all the shows I do now till the end of the season are going to be looking forward. They're going to be looking forward. I'm not really going to go into what I think of David Moyes and what's gone wrong at every fucking game. You know it. I've copy and pasted it. I've smashed my head against the wall for 2 years. I'm not going to do it anymore. He's not worth it. He's not going to get any of my time. And we're going to look forward. So most of the shows are going to be, what should we do next year? What should we buy? Which players are we going to keep? Who's going to be our manager? Positive vibes, everyone. Positive vibes. The countdown has started. The cunt will be gone soon. Moisey Muppet. Ruben Amarim. Right, if I go into him, he's about 39 years old. Managing Sporting Lisbon. If I start from the beginning, yeah, obviously Portuguese citizen, very, very fluent in English, a great communicator, wonderful start to his managerial career. Sporting Lisbon and Benfica and Porto are the three biggest sort of teams in Portugal. Usually Benfica wins the league more often than not, and Porto obviously under Mourinho and one or two other stints have also been doing well. But under Amorim, he's basically, when you look at him, he was appointed the Sporting Lisbon manager in March 2020. His contract is there until around the summer of 2026. He's managed them for 208 games. His PPM is 2.25. So PPM is points per match. And if you around 1.8, 1.7, and if you're into the twos, that's very, very good. So 2.25. He was short stint, only 13 matches in charge of another Portuguese team, SC Braga, everyone. And PPM there was 2.38, 13 matches. Such was his reputation and is at such a young age that he's already made such an impression in the world that I believe if you're looking for a manager as a good European club, he's probably up there. I'd put him even ahead of Alonso. He's managed more games. He's got a bit more about him. I think he's got more about him if things don't go right. He's got more about him in terms of options on the pitch. He's not a one formation bandit. He's got lots of different formations, lots of different ways of playing. And like I said, fluent in English, great communicator, a leader on the pitch, a leader off the pitch. Very, very sort of dominating on the touchline and visible in terms of giving out team instructions. And we'll go into a bit later on, but he likes to have a lot of control in and around the club, which could cause an issues to a few clubs, really. So yeah, he's come in a couple of years, 2-3 years, and really made his name. And Sporting Lisbon, even when you look at the league table this morning, they're going to win the league again. They're going to win the league again. So that's the kind of guy he is. He had I think he's got about 14 caps for Portugal, but nothing really that much major to talk about in terms of him as a player. Trophy, he's won the league. He's going to win the league for the second time this year. He's won the domestic cup in Portugal sort of 3-4 times there, really. So that's kind of Ruben Amarim 39. What's interesting, before we again go into the tactical analysis and what he can bring to West Ham and why I think he's got to be the number one target for West Ham, whether we get him or not, we'll go into that later on again, but we should be proud of winning one of the European Cups last season, be proud of being in Europe for 3 years, and also be proud of the number of fans. You saw the quarter final at Bayer Leverkusen, the atmosphere created. That game would have gone all around the world, especially Europe. That would have showcased us in terms of the fans very, very well. And like I said, he played football the right way. Even in that stadium, you can rock it. That's kind of there as well. There's not even an argument to be put forward in terms of that, really. So yeah, in and around Europe, we've made our name. We're visible to the younger fans, to the older fans, so they definitely know who West Ham are. Premiership is where everyone wants to be, whether you're a manager or you're a player. It's the richest league in the world. It's the most competitive league in the world, and this is where everyone wants to be, whether you like it or not. If you're serious about a career in football and testing yourself and challenging yourself, something where I don't really respect Messi for that, this is the league to do it. And whether you go in away in one of the 4-5 so-called super clubs or not, or in and around mid-table or a little bit in between like where we are, this is where you want to be, really. So apparently Liverpool were going to get him, or were interested in him, but what's happened is, I believe the new sporting director coming in at Liverpool, I think he's coming from Bournemouth, if I might be wrong, and he really likes the Brighton manager. So he really likes the Brighton manager, and that's their number one target now. Because Alonso he said no. Amorim was talked about, but since the new sporting director, who's going to come into Liverpool, he wants the Brighton boss. So that's their number one target now. And that allows Amorim, who was in London yesterday or the day before on a private jet, he went in for chats with West Ham, bearing in mind that Liverpool apparently also have a local office in London, but it looks like, thank God, maybe Tim Steitens is responsive for this. They're going in early in terms of the targets, and the performance against Palace has hopefully put finally to bed that ridiculous statement from David Moyes, who still believes, a bit like Sam, head stuck in the cloud, believes that, yeah, there's a contract there, and we haven't got around to discussing it, but the contract's there on the table. Well, it fucking ain't there anymore, mate. The contract's not there anymore, and the board have finally woken up, and yeah, don't even want to discuss Moyes having a contract on the table or any chance of him staying. He's going to fuck off. That's the end of it. And West Ham, sort of days after the Palace result, have got Amorim in, had a discussion with him, and that's a big statement. You don't fly in on a private jet while you're still managing another club with one or two of you guys with you. Everyone's taking pictures at the airport in Portugal, Lisbon and London, right? He's coming for a chat. That's a very, very good sign. And it's just funny that you look at the some of the videos out there, and Liverpool fans thought they got him already a couple of weeks ago, but that's not going to happen. And it's opened up a window for us, and let's get in there, because there's not that many out there. I know you're talking about the ex-Wolves manager, you're talking about the Feyenoord manager, but this is the one, whether we get him or not, but this is where you should be starting at the best. And absolutely everything about him is good. He's 39, full of energy, great communicator, great way of playing football, exciting way of playing football, a formation that changes in and around as the game's going on, depending on how the game's going. Those 11 out there, we'll talk about it right now, they interchange and the formation keeps changing. It's brilliant, but what doesn't change is how fast the players are, how much they press with the ball, how much they press without the ball, full of energy, dynamics all over. Is what you want to see. You want to see proactive people, you want to see in-game management, you want to see early subs, everything like that. Right, you're going to get this with lots of energy, very different to kind of what we got at the moment, really. So let's get into it now. That's kind of a little bit of Amorim's sort of background out the way. Let me share my screen, and I'm going to show you what I used to like to do, as you know. Let's have a look at how he was set up in the last game, really. So let's see how hopefully you can see that. Let me just scroll it up before for you naughty people. So this, yeah, let me scroll up a bit more, actually. Let me have a look at that. There we go. So this was the last game. They won 3-0, and you can see, so the formation he plays everyone is 3-4-3 formation, but it's very, very flexible, and we obviously will go into that a bit more on one of my other sort of tactic boards. But what this generally is telling you that, yeah, the front three play is a front three, very close to each other. The guy in the middle is, yeah, more out and out sort of striker, a bit of a Lewandowski type back in his young youth, quite big, quite mobile, but mobile is the key word. Big but mobile, not statue, but more or less focal point in the middle, and next to him winger slash players, a bit like Kudus, a bit like Bowen, a bit like Jota, a bit like Diaz at Liverpool, a bit like Salah at Liverpool, those type of players, the modern winger stroke strikers. So, but what I like to think and see, and what I know is they certainly stick together. They don't isolate the striker on his own, really. So this is the starting point. The midfield is very, very interesting, everyone. The fullbacks or the wingers, that's exactly what they are. They're wing backs, but they are very importantly very fit, very mobile, and they can switch to fullbacks instantly if needed. They can play as wingers when the game starts instantly without any issue, and they can certainly even join in as a front five, everyone. Although there's 3 starting, if the requirement is there, those people on the wing can join in and you can have 5 up front. If that team is under the cosh, they go back into fullback position, then you have instantly 5 at the back. But what's really, really crucial is it's a system that's exciting, it's original, it works, it's adaptable, it's flexible during the game. But what's really, really going to be challenging and hard, and I'm sure Amorim can do it, is getting the personnel into those positions to fit that mould of being super, super fit, super, super young, and with all those flexible skills. It can be done. Alonso's basically made a team out of 40-50 million. Sporting Lisbon haven't got that much money either. This is what it is. It's something new, really. And another challenge, again, is the back 3, everyone. Those 3 centre-backs have to be so good with the ball. A bit like John Stone, a bit like Diaz, a bit like Van Dijk, and not like a lot of the players we've got, really. So the biggest challenge for Amorim's going to be coming into West Ham, looking at the squad, and basically, I'm sure he wants a challenge, and a challenge, my man, you're going to get. You're going to get a challenge because we don't have any players hardly that can play like this, and you can't even physically train them to be like that, because a lot of them are 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. You cannot overnight at that age, you can't turn them into what you want. You're going to have to buy young players and who are fairly athletic, fairly fit, and coach them into these positions. And then you're going to have to. I was saying that yesterday. Whoever comes in, hopefully this is the guy. We're going to need patience, right? Patience, play the right way. You remember Chelsea, sort of Spurs, down to 9 men being applauded off the pitch. You remember even Leverkusen, we drew and lost, went out of the tournament. But you guys applauded the team off the pitch because they gave everything they had in the right positive way, played football, not low block, proper positive football. So with Amorim and the new manager coming in, the trail of disaster, the shit disaster that David Moyes will leave behind will be prevalent and out there for the new manager. It's going to be fucking hard, I'm telling you right now. So be prepared, be patient, and just be prepared for even a bottom 10 finish in the first season. It's going to take time. It's going to take 2, 3, 4, 5 windows to turn the second oldest sort of squad team in the league to what we want it to be, which is dynamic. It's going to take time. So bear with the new manager. It's going to take time, everyone. So we've got to be patient with that. And all those you that were Moyes in, when he goes, it's really going to become apparent. Yeah, the trailer shit that guy's going to leave behind in terms of a fairly sort of very, very low scored in terms of numbers, a very low scored in terms of young, dynamic people. And yeah, you're going to have to ship out a lot of those people to give the new manager a lot of money. And the good news is, well, I'm ready for Paqueta to go anyway. If he stays, all right, that's fine. Long as he sorts his few things in and around his game. But really, we have to ship out people like Paqueta, get some money in for Danny Ings, get people, Danny Ings off the wages more than what we're going to get in terms of money, get a Gerd out, if it doesn't work out for him and things like that. And yeah, recycle that cash, channel that cash, and make sure this time we use every single player in the squad, give them a fair amount of time, squad time, sub time, bring them on, use them. Don't disrespect any member of your squad like David Moyes has done. If they're low on confidence, put your arm around them. If they're struggling, take them off. Other things going on, give them a 1 or 2 game break. Do not keep playing them out of form into the fucking ground without a break and that kind of thing, really. And play them in their right fucking positions. That's what it's all about. Simple, simple, simple. Keep it simple, really. Right, let's go into the West Ham tactics board then. Let me get my screen up. Here we go. Where are we? Where are we? There we go. There we go. Let me see how you can see that, you naughty people. Let me scroll that up for you a little bit. Okay, let's have a look at that. Okay, you can't see... let me see if you can see it. 1 minute. Let me just flick it about. That's not bad, is it? Hello, everyone. You all right? You can see me now. That's not bad, is it? So what you can see there, everyone, is kind of how Amorim likes to set up roughly. And like I said, we haven't got the squad to do anything anywhere near what Amorim would want. But this is roughly how it would look. Areola in goal, 3 centre-backs, a Gerd on the left, he's predominantly left-footed, Zuma in the middle, Mavropoulos there, and then you've got kind of, let me scroll this up a bit more. Oh shit, I can't. Okay, that's fine. Okay, don't worry, you know the guy. It's kind of Kufal. This guy's Kufal, everyone. Sorry about that. This guy's Kufal. Kudus, Antonio, Bowen. So straight away you can see Kudus and Bowen. They would fit that model. They're athletic. They're wingers, stroke strikers. So no problem there. They got the energy. They got the tank. They got the physique. They got the willingness to bomb up and down, and they can score goals. They can create goals. Thank you very much. So there, Antonio on the bench, right? He's not physical enough. He's 33, 34. He can be a good sub for a year because we can't change everything we need to in 1 or 2 windows. So we're going to, unfortunately, need to keep some of these sort of not really effective players in the squad. So Antonio will be a good sub. But yeah, we're going to have to spend a lot of money on this central guy. Solanke could do it. He's very, very young. Tony could do it for a couple of years. Solanke, Tony's a non-risk, isn't he? He's 28. He's going to hit the ground running. He's not nervous. He knows the league. He'll fit in any team. Tony's not a risk, but he's 28. I'd rather get someone a couple of years younger, but he's not going to be cheap signing him. But yeah, Solanke can do it. He's young, he's mobile, scored a lot of goals in that Bournemouth team, so he'll fit perfectly, right? The key critical positions will be Emerson and Kufal on kind of on the wings. They don't really have the engine, right? Kufal's contract's coming up to an end. Like I mentioned yesterday, I would offer him 2 years at the most, and that's about it. I'll bump his salary up a bit because, like I said, you can't buy as many as we need. So Emerson's contract's not up, so that's not a problem. He's had a good season, but obviously we do need a grade above these kind of players. So in this requirement, it'd be a big requirement from Kufal and Emerson to really join in as the wingers. Kufal ain't got that in him. His distribution, his crosses, his assists are very, very poor. Very, very poor stat-wise in terms of assists from Kufal. He's hardly never scored a goal, let alone assisting anything. Obviously, he likes a good physical battle with the full-backs. He likes to bomb up in front, but at the end of it, what you get out of it ain't much out of him, God bless him, right? Emerson got a bit more about him, but he obviously needs to forge a good relationship with someone like Paqueta. We'll see how that happens. So, again, Emerson isn't quite athletic enough for me, especially at full-back. Some of the wingers you need to mark these days, he's not really, the class we need, but he might be all right for now. I think the two CDMs in the middle, their job, so to speak, will be the easiest because they won't be expected to do too much. obviously be mobile, track back, go forward, support, but there won't be that much requirement for them to come out of that position like I'll explain a bit later on. If we're under pressure, then Kufal and Emerson have to go and form a back five. If we're attacking, they have to form a front five. And then if we're struggling even more, then Zuma is expected to join the three CDMs in the middle. And then you have kind of five in the middle, everyone. So if you're struggling, Emerson, Kufal make it five at the back. And then also you can put Zuma in the middle, and then you have five in the middle. And if we're going for a goal or we're on top, then Emerson, Kufal make it five at the front. You see how flexible it is in and around as the game is going, really. And that's what it is. But I think the three centre-backs is the most important position. And funny enough, that is the weakest that we are, isn't it? We're so weak in that position. These three centre-backs need to be mobile, athletic, really good with the ball at their feet. So hopefully Amorim knows the European market. Certainly many good players at Portugal. But that's going to be key. Attack start from the back three. And obviously, with no fullbacks, sometimes you need pace, those three, to stop a quick attack happening, really. So that's kind of one of the ways that we can kind of do it. Let me show you something else. I'm going to share the next screen with you now. Let's go into it. Where are we now? There we go. Let's see how you can see that. Yeah. So like I was mentioning, Emerson and Kufal will be expected to push up, and Zuma as well, and then you form five in the middle. So it's look how flexible that is, but you need the right people in there, really. So that's kind of another way you can do it. And let me show you one more way now. Let me just share my screen again, so you can see how interesting, how kind of exciting this could be, really, from looking at one formation all the time under Moyes and nothing changing during a game, no matter what happens to this, really. So let me see if you can see all of that screen. You can't see Kudos, can you? Or can you? Let me try to change it. I tell you what might happen. Let me come out the screen. Let me come out. Jazz. But basically, everyone, you got Bowen, Antonio there, and then you got Kudos and Kufal. So you've got five up front there. And then you got Paquet Alvarez as per normal there, and three there. So if you're chasing a goal at the end, or maybe you're really dominating so much you're going for a lot of goals, you can put five up front. But the key, everyone, is that, the key is the personnel. We don't really have the personnel. If I look at it, Bowen and Kudos can certainly fit straight away without much coaching into that. Emerson will do a decent job, nothing more, nothing above. Paqueta. We'll see how it goes. I'm expecting him to leave. We'll see how he goes. Alvarez, no problem with him. Top lad, proper CDM. We just need to cut out the yellow cards from his game. Agerd has certainly got the aged, being athletic, good distribution. He can't defend, he can't mark, unless someone can coach that into him, and I think he might be on the way out anyway, I don't know. Zuma again. Zuma, like Kufal, like Souček, like Antonio, don't really have a starting. These people should not be starting for West Ham next season. So, well, Zuma's only got a year left, so unless someone gives us 10 million in the summer, he won't be used that much. Mavropanos has got to cut the mistakes out of his game. He's certainly athletic, certainly got the age. It's about the coaching, I think. Can you coach Agerd, Mavropanos to mark in a better way? Because they can certainly got distribution, certainly got goals from set pieces, and a reasonable amount of pace, not too much really. So the key for me in the transfer window, everyone's going to be an Antonio replacement in the middle, someone like Tony or Solanke, and also the fullbacks and the centre backs are going to be key. I don't know how many we can buy out of those, but that's what you're looking at. I'm excited. I think there's a great chance we can get him. You don't get on a plane before the season's ended and you know you're going to be... I think one thing is certain. I think he's going to leave. He weren't going to leave last year. He's going to deliver the second title. On the other thing, everyone, Some sites are saying that he's got a can't even find the thing where it's gone. He's got a 20 million euro clause, but some sites are saying it's 12.8 million, and Sullivan's never done that. Sullivan's never done that. He always likes people that have managed in the Premier League. So this guy has won one or two things. He's got age on his side. He's playing football in the right way. Hasn't got any West Ham connections. Always good if they are. Doesn't matter if there isn't. Tim Startons definitely know about him from being the main, from mainland of Europe. Mourinho never played in Premier League, managed in the Premier League before, nor did Benitez, and they're two of the most successful trophy-winning coaches of the modern era, really. Arsene Wenger came from Monaco, I think, so it doesn't really matter. The most important for me is and always has been, how does he play football? What's his philosophy? That's the most important thing for me than age and other things. It's about, confidence. How does he coach? Has he got something about him? Would you want to die for him? Would you want to go through a brick wall for him? Does he excite the fans on the pitch? Is he animated? Is he giving it all that? Is he done? That's really good. The thing that the owners, again, the negatives as far as the owners are concerned is this 12-15 million clause, and that he hasn't managed in the Premiership. And the other third thing, he likes control. I've got a colleague I used to work with. He's a Sporting Lisbon director. Spoke to him again this morning. He says he's better than Mourinho. Hands down better than Mourinho. No even thought about it. Said this is the man. And from what I'm reading this morning, he's up there as one of the best sought after coaches in Europe. And I think it's a great thing that we 99% look like we spoke to him yesterday. I don't think he came down to eat Burger King or anything like that. Liverpool are going for Brighton manager, so this could work for us. Tottenham don't need a new manager. Arsenal don't need a manager. Villa don't need a manager. Chelsea are stuck with Pochettino for a year. This is working out to be good. Whether there will be some kind of release clause in there when and if he joins, I don't know. I'm assuming he's going to join. That's the way Jazz works. I think he's going to come on board. We shouldn't have any issues in giving him financially what he wants. The problem is he likes control. So how that develops a relationship with Sullivan and Tim Starton, I don't know. That's the only thing. Apart from that, like I said, okay, he might have wanted a club top 4, top 5, and in Europe, which we're not. But we're in the Premiership. That's a huge pool. We're in London. That's a huge pool. We got 2, 3, 4 decent players. Alvarez, Bowen, Kudos. But Quetta would probably generate the cash, right? So 3, 4 players you can do something with. Then you got the likes of Emerson, where we can coach a bit more out of a Gerd or Mavropanos, I don't know. So a little bit there you can work with, hit the ground running. And the lads are quite good in terms of, I don't expect us to be involved in a relegation battle next season, but I do expect us to be around 9th to 13th, 14th, I think, until the manager settles in and has those number of windows to work through, to flick through. But what I'm really hopeful of is his kind of knowledge and expertise with working with not much money as you do with Sporting Lisbon. When you're managing a club outside the Premiership, you don't have much money. So I think he'll bring some of that with him. So I'm sure around Portugal and Europe, he'll have earmarked some players below 10, 15 million out of bargains. Don't forget, Benfica and Sporting Lisbon in the whole world have got one of the best scouts, academies and that kind of thing. And they know how to plug a player out 5, 10 million and turn him into 50, 60, 70, 80 million very quickly. I think Bruno Fernandes is one of the ones that came from Sporting Lisbon. Diaz, I'm not sure, he might have come from Benfica, I can't remember. Ronaldo obviously started at Sporting Lisbon. So Portugal is a factory of football managers and football players that all come to Premier League, really. Apart from that, just seeing if I missed anything out. He's been sent off a couple of times, so that's kind of how popular and how passionate he is. He likes control. So yeah, we've been going on for half an hour. For me, he's the one for me. I think we're going to get him. And hopefully that is the end of any manager like Sam Allardyce or David Moyes ever managing us, because hopefully I'm going to be positive and hopefully we should be not involved in any relegation battles in the foreseeable future with the reasonable, strong financial grounding we're on, because there's stories of how much profit and revenue we've made that's going to come out soon. And with Paqueta gone and then money coming in from Sky, we should have 150 million or a little bit north of that to help the new manager, really. Wages shouldn't be an issue. If he wants to bring his coaches with him, that's fine, because that's normally a sticking point. That'd be fine, because we're going to be losing people like Nolan and all them lot. So hope you've enjoyed it. It's a 3-4-3, but very adaptable, very flexible, very dynamic, very original, moving in and around as the game's going on. Absolutely wonderful to see. He comes in, Jazz gets his 2 free season tickets back, and I'll fucking walk there. Hope you have a good Tuesday, what's left of it. I will do, as you know, I'll do shows as and when required, and if an interesting topic comes on, I'm going to give the rest of your morning, afternoon back to you, everyone. So put it in the comments again, what you think, and I'll reply. Take care. Come on, Amarim. Amarim,